Yeah, I think I'm recording right now. After two failed attempts of mine to record the video, which I've been planning to record since such a for long fucking time because of the stuff which has all happened in our video, or like in the video which I've initially thought of putting forward since a very long time, and my procrastination and the sadness which I've received from my world has been something which is kind of really avoiding me to not really record the video, which I thought that I should have recorded it immediately at the time at when the apocalypse was brought upon my most beautiful and desired world, which I have thought about having with me forever and ever, and nothing could have possibly changed that thing, because I made a commitment with myself that I would have that creative Minecraft world with me forever. In case if you are not really able to understand each and everything, that let me cover you up and let me just sort of really deep dive into the stuff which we are actually gonna be talking about. And this is something which I must say that I'm gonna be quite sad about it, and I'm not gonna feel quite better when I would talk. And it's just not gonna be something like I'm physically hurt or broke about this stuff, or like I'm quite emotionally devastated which when I'm talking about the stuff which I might talk, because it's just something which is just because it is just literally nothing but has just included us making or coming up with these weird storylines, which sort of really has kept me distracted from the real life stuff which has been happening in our world since a very long time. And ever since we have gotten into quarantine, which is driving, which I must like to say this thing, that quarantine is something which has driven everyone absolutely fucking nuts. That's how insane this quarantine is, and how ridiculously fast this time is actually going by as well. Like, it literally felt like as if COVID was a thing which was just like a month ago, or like 5 months or 6 months ago, but it's already more than a year and a fucking half for COVID being a thing. And our world just turning, and our world just absolutely going upside down as well. Each and everything in our life has just gone, or has just gone to a downhill as well. That's how brutal things have been, and much like right now, I must say, have been brutal in my life as well. And our storyline about Minecraft is gonna be surrounded in this manner as well. Like in that Avatar way, when the introduction of Avatar gets started at long time ago, there used to live 5 worlds and something else like that. I'm not really able to remember, thanks to my forgetfulness, like which I've been lately developing since a very long time as well. I don't know, man, how my brain functions, but yeah, you get the idea that the Avatar intro starts in that kind of manner. Like long time ago, 5 nations used to live together, like in that kind of manner. That's the same storyline which I'm actually gonna have with my Minecraft world as well. But before that, let me give you a little bit of stuff which we have been up to, and which we are about to go, or which we are about to witness this hell of a thing. This beautiful thing has been an emotion of this beautiful thing has been a roller coaster of emotions, so much so that I've never literally felt these many amount of emotions ever while playing a video game. That's the reason like Minecraft holds a very special place in everybody's heart. And I think in most of I think like in most of the people who play this game, like everybody has a special place in their heart, or like everybody has a special designated place in their heart when it comes to Minecraft. Much more better than Fortnite could ever get. And the veterans who have been playing this game are officially much more older than the average fan base or player base of Fortnite. Now I know I can't really call myself as a veteran, so that's the reason which is just really sort of really stopping me to get the girls or get the stuff in my life. I wish if I could have played Minecraft much more earlier than you could possibly imagine, because $26 is just a very small cost for it's just a very small price for the entirety of your childhood. That's how beautiful this game is. That's how this game has just sort of really helped me escape from these weird times as well, and helped me getting distracted through the stuff which has been lately happening around our world, and YouTube as well. YouTube has been a thing. All I've done in this quarantine is just literally nothing but playing Minecraft and watching YouTube videos. I think I've been doing this thing ever since the end of 2020. I wish if I could have done this thing in the very beginning, you know, or at the very beginning, or like at the very start of 2020, so that my quarantine could have been spent much more better. But better late than never, I must say. And on that note, gamers, I'm also here recording this video on the similar motive. Better late than never. This video has been coming since a very long time, and the video which I'm actually going to talk about you right now. This is not the video which I'm actually going to talk about you right now. Can you do me a favor? If you haven't really watched the video which was on my channel, I think it's still on my channel as of now. Yeah, it's definitely on my channel. Where it just included me titling the video as getting my Minecraft dog, and where it just literally included me talking shit for 24 minutes about absolutely nothing but telling you the intentions that I would have a creative Minecraft world of my own, where it would just include me having the most insane, or having the most like good amount of stuff which I couldn't even possibly think of, because you get it right. Like sometimes it just get definitely quite tough for us to get the designated stuff which we really want in our survival world, but oftentimes we end up having the stuff which we do not really desire, I must say, or that kind of stuff is something which oftentimes misses out when we play survival world. So I thought, like, hey, why not? Like, I can have literally everything in creative mode. I can have the pets I need, I can have, or I can really test out my building or engineering skills. I can just sort of really dive into a much more of a creative side of my just it would help me explore the much more creative side which lies within inside of me. Just sort of really, it would include me exploring my hidden talent as well. So that's the reason I thought, like, I'm gonna have a creative world of mine. And I thought about this before, like at the very first day when I had this world of mine. That's how dearly I've been attached to this world, by the way. I'm not exaggerating, it's just this for the sake of the storyline which we have been up to. And I would say this thing, that the world, like, I had, or like I still have it, by the way. Like, usually in my 7-month experience of Minecraft, or when it has been like, since like it has been 7 months for me to play this game, I never really had a world quite permanent with me, whether, but I can just sort of really say that thing, that I've played Minecraft much more in survival world rather than playing Minecraft in creative world as well. Like, I may sound like the type of guy who would just essentially quite lie in, quite literally lie to your face, but I will guarantee this thing, that the stuff which I am been quite lately aware of this game is something which I've all just really explored in survival mode, and then going out into creative mode to learn about them, because that's how this game has absolutely taken my interest in a pretty big way, I must say. Like, normally getting myself aware of this Minecraft, or that kind of stuff happens. Oh, this is the raid, or that's how raids happen in Minecraft, or the sort of really studying each and every detail of a character, or like the stuff which lies in this inside is in this game, has just absolutely been nothing but quite joyous and fun of experience for me as well. So on that note, let's just get ourselves depressed, I must say. This is an episode which is filled with agony, self-hatred, commitment to the mistakes I've made, and sticking to the commitment that I might get much more better in future of the mistakes which I've committed. Or I must say, this is not even a mistake, this is a sin. Now you might be possibly wondering, like, you are just seeing this stuff right in your screen, or like at the very front of your screen right now, that I have these two different set of words, which is titled as Forgive Me Sven and Noise Tits. Yeah, this word is quite weird as well. It sounds quite like, the name of it might sound quite funny and weird at the same time, but this is the only word which actually has this much amount of attachment, within me, or the amount of attachment this world actually has within me is just absolutely insane at this point. I don't know, man. And so much so by the fact that this world, the Forgive Me Sven world, which you are just seeing right now in front of you, it wouldn't have existed without this world. The existence of the second world is has just completely relied on the first world's existence. And there, and as you might see, or you might have possibly wondered that these two different worlds have their own different storyline. That's absolutely not the case. They are essentially much more similar than you could ever possibly imagine. But in order for us to explore the second world, which you are seeing right now in front of your screen, which is titled as Forgive Me Sven, you might be wondering that, dude, who is Sven right here? Does it have to do something with the most iconic Minecraft pet dog of all time? Then the answer is yes and yes. It's quite weird. I might be inclined towards yes as well and no as well, because yes, it has to deal with it literally has, a little bit of stuff which is kind of really related to the most iconic Minecraft pet dog of all time, and it and at the similar time it literally has nothing to deal with him. And let me tell you that it is more inclined towards nothing dealing with him, because I wouldn't really have the guts to impersonate the king of the YouTube himself, or the king, or the Minecraft pet of the king of YouTube himself, and with having the most legendary series of all time, which I still watch this series, uh, even though it's been out for like 2 years. I mean, that's absolutely nothing but quite, wondrous to imagine that how wonderful that series is. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to just give you an idea of what really has been happening in this world, which is named as Voice Kids. Yes, I was quite feeling a little bit different at that time, which led me to name this world. But without going the name of this world, or the, seeing the name of this world actually has like the intense emotions a Minecraft player could ever develop while they are playing in this world. And the video which I might have linked in the description of this video, which I will definitely gonna do, has the things to do with this world only, because the video which you are able to see in the link of the description when you are gonna click it, the stuff which I've done in this video is something which included me doing stuff in this. It literally included me having my own Minecraft pet dog, it having my own Minecraft horse, my donkey, a donkey having a donkey. Sounds quite enough, right? That sounds hell of a combination, I know. And when the moment when my donkey and horse fricked, and it really led me to have a mule, which was my dog, lead me that, that reason which would just sort of really create a distinction between my dog, that dog is the mother of the, which I mean, yeah, the change of the words in itself sounds quite intense enough that, dude, what about now? Or not? Then the answer to your question is something which I have to not, as of now. I would highly recommend you to just be patient at this point, because I will be getting into it. Uh, why would I not really tell you? So, as you can see, the absolute hell of a creation which you are able to see as of now is something which I have done in the span of 1.5 months, because it's been more than a month for me to not really see this world after the apocalypse which has just really swifted in this world away, which has just particularly led me to not even really have a look at this world. Like, this similar world was something when I created it before, or when it was in its initial days, when it was in its good old beautiful peaceful days. I was just, you know I was just looking each and every like I was just looking forward to each and every day in this Minecraft world. So much so by the fact that I would literally just do nothing but wake up and play in this Minecraft world very long time. As you can see, as you might be filled with quite wonder because you are having a glance at this video at the very first time, you might be wondering that, dude, have you like seriously built this stuff? No way, you do not seem, or you do not sound like that kind of a guy who would actually create such a beautiful stuff. I know, man. I sound quite dumber enough. And by the way, I'm not really that much of a dumbass as much as I might sound. I completely think so. I really sound like as if a dumbass is talking. I know. As you can just see right now, I'm just sort of really not really admiring the stuff or the beauty which I personally myself created this thing, because this world used to be 100 times much more beautiful enough. As much as you are looking at here, I mean as much as you are looking at this thing right now, you might be wondering, David, why is it so lonely? It's much more lonelier than my life would have, like my life would have been at this point. Seriously, like you might be even wondering that where are the people in this world? Why is it so lonely? Why is it so isolated? Like why is it something which is just completely surrounded with silence? And the answer to your question is something which I will be getting into it, much like the you know much like the answer which I would be getting into it, where it would include me telling what really happened to my Minecraft pets as well. So long time ago, at the very first day, or like at the very first week of the month May of 2021, I used to have this world. It was just completely much more different than you could even possibly imagine. As you can see that there's not even like a trail of grass in here, so it's just completely has included me just destroying this stuff and recreating it and rebuilding it and being able to create such a beautiful and marvelous creation which you are able to have a look at. Now you might be wondering, dude, what kind of a nerd you are. I've literally seen players doing so much amount of progress in just a span of month, as much as you are just here sort of really telling that you have done this thing or you have done that thing. But you know what, my dudes, you know what, my gamer dudes who are just listening this video right now and who might be thinking in this way, I will just say this thing I will just say this thing once and for all, that this is the hardest I have ever worked upon any other project I could ever do in Minecraft. Seriously, I've never really been a builder, or I've never really admired building or creating or placing different set of blocks or coming up with these sort of you know creations you are able to have a look at. I've never really been that kind of a guy who would just create the most iconic and beautiful and eye-catching stuff which you are able to have a look at. I've been a quite bit of a simple person in real life, and when it comes for me to design any other thing in Minecraft, like everyone wants to have their own stuff, quite beautiful, quite unique, and every other thing else. As you can just see right here, I built myself a Minecraft mansion because I know that I'm such a big of a loser that I don't really think so I might get a mansion if I were to you know talk, talk or communicate or act awkward enough like this. But this mansion has just been literally nothing but an absolute inspiration from my dog, which I tamed in that episode, which I've linked that thing in the description of this video. Yep, I've tamed that dog in this world only. He was just sort of really roaming around in here doing his own business, sort of really reminiscing about those times when I got my most loyal companion in this cruel world. Yeah, he was just roaming here. He was just roaming with his tiny teeny little legs, minding his own business. And I was like, hey buddy, you wanna come with me? I wanna be your dad. Like, I wanna protect you. I wanna test out my friendship. I wanna, be able to, I wanna be able to that kind of person that you could look upon. And that's how it has been, by the way. That's how it was for 200 days. where it just literally included my Minecraft beautiful pet trust, and he went by the name of Sven. Yep, since I really wanted this world to be much more iconic enough than, any other sort of Minecraft world which I could ever have, because I told this thing that I really want to put my heart and soul to create each and every sort of thing which you are able to have a look at in this Minecraft world. So I thought like, hey, let's name this dog after the most iconic Minecraft dog that ever lived, Swen, which I don't really think so you might have any other sort of really problem with him. I'm not impersonating PewDiePie's Minecraft pets which he has in his series. I don't really think so I would ever really have the guts to impersonate the king of YouTube himself in any other sort of way or any other sort of manner. Just wanted to clear air upon that, so that I wouldn't have those angry virgins coming at me in my comment section that, dude, you're impersonating this or you're impersonating that, since because we literally have no shortage of snowflakes when it comes to internet. I know. I know, I know, right? People getting offended at easy, like at the most easily imaginable stuff which you couldn't even think of that someone might get offended. But it literally includes some asshole getting offended or getting butthurt about that. I don't really think so. Now nobody could ever work because you are all good people. And this bee playhouse is something I also used to have. Now it's abandoned because the apocalypse, because nobody was able to, you know, get themselves protected from the apocalypse which happened in this world. The doom of this world was something which wasn't even necessarily in my hands, because I made a promise to the Minecraft gods themselves that they would protect me at all costs, and more importantly do not really protect me. Since I'm never really concerned about my health, or I never really prioritize my health like before my pets are the ones whose health is like, who like their health needs to be prioritized much more than my health. And yeah, that was the promise I made with the Minecraft gods itself in this world. But at the 200th day, I'm getting the Vietnam war flashbacks. On the 200th day, the world, this beautiful world, this absolute hell of a creation which you are actually having a look at, it was something which God itself ruined. Curse, this world God itself cursed. Danger was lurking around in each and every corner in this world, where it just included me being responsible for the destruction which you are actually able to have a look at. Dude, it's so lonely being in here that I would literally spend like a day in an isolation chamber rather than being in this world at this point, because as you can just completely see right now that this village which I used to have in here as well was something, it literally included me, recreating this village, and these villagers being able to harvest such a beautiful harvest. Like, what the fuck am I saying? Yeah, these villagers just sort of really, creating such a beautiful harvest, which you are able to witness right now. These villagers had librarians and everything else. Everyone has just sort of really left me, because Minecraft gods themselves decided to not really look upon me, because I've been living in the shadow of the gods for a long time, and I thought that I was almost untouchable. I was almost untouchable, I was indestructible, I was someone who would never ever get destroyed, or their existence will remain forever. But that didn't age well. That aged like a milk. That seriously aged like milk. Instead I really wanted that statement to age like a fine wine. But goddamn me and my unholy tongue, that was not the stuff. Our nation by these fucking witches, and it actually led me to be responsible for this mess which I have created. There is Babe Rexha's song which is goes by the name of I'm a Mess. I don't really think so she's that much of a mess than I am at this point. Like I've grinded each and every single night to just sort of really create the stuff which you are having a look at. This mansion itself like was something I literally grinded a whole entire night just to sort of really build this mansion, because my dogs and pets have been something where my or like my dog or my horse and everybody else have been out for such a long time, and I thought like they deserve a cool ass mention for them, and I literally kept them in here. So that's the reason that you are able to see these fences right here. These fences are a part of design of these. These fences were something where I used to tag my horse in here. My horse was tied to a leash knot. My horse was tied to this thing with a leash knot, and my donkey was in here as well, and my pig was in here. Yeah, you might be wondering about the fact that you should be able to tame, or they aren't a thing which game has designated for you to tame them. And you're right as well. I wouldn't correct you this thing, because I'm really sure about this thing that you are much more of a Minecraft veteran than I could ever get. Okay, and I've been aware of this thing since a very very long time. Like at the very first time when I played this game, that pigs are something which you can't tame them. They are domesticated and they're just sort of really treated like cows and sheep PvPs. So yeah, I just thought like having a a pet pig, or like a pig being for you to able for you to treat him like a pet would be quite cool. And my the son of my horse and donkey, the mule, was tied to this leash knot, and my dog Sven would just sit around in here. You can just sort of really have a look at the video which I have linked in that description. It was quite a wholesome and happy episode, and was something which was recorded 2 months ago, and I have I had barely done anything in this world. I literally hadn't done anything at that point in the episode, in that video which I had linked down in the description. I literally haven't even done any other sort of thing. Now you might be just looking at this thing like, hey, you have changed your world so much. It seriously means that you have really worked hard, like you have really worked a lot on this world, and which is something which I truly appreciated. And I'd be like, thanks man, I really appreciate your compliment. But no, this thing literally means nothing to me. This is all dead. Like I have netherite set of tools in my items and every other thing else, as you can just notice. They mean nothing. They don't mean anything to me. They mean shit. I do not care. I seriously do not care. Like I've gotten this stuff in creative mode, so that's the thing which also really makes them not, as something which you shouldn't be paying attention to it as well. But what I would say is that I'm actually far much more disappointed than I might sound. I'm much more disgusted in myself than I could have ever been in my life. That I'm not really able to process this thing, that why have I done this thing to myself? Why have I brought this thing of a torture upon me at the time when I just discovered that I am the only one who's responsible for this stuff. Now you might be like, hey dude, cut the crap and just get to the stuff of how and what really brought the apocalypse or the destruction of your world. And yeah, I will not be wasting your time, gamers, but this is something which I'm just sort of really getting myself comfortable to say, because of how much of a heavy heart I've been carrying since a very long time. And you know what, lads, I thought like my base would actually look much more cooler. I'm just remembering that dreadful day, the day when the Minecraft gods themselves betrayed me. Some sort of curse was placed upon me. My mind was completely taken. I can't even say, like my mind was something which wasn't even completely aware of the stuff of what I was doing. Yep, my mind. I wouldn't be surprised enough to know that on that very day, when this sort of stuff would happen, where it would just include my nation getting perished, my nation getting abandoned right in front of me. you know, my mind was, I wouldn't be surprised enough to know this thing, that my mind was actually controlled at that day. What I really decided to do, that in order for me to get a beacon, I need to get the nether star, and we are already aware of the fact that in order for you to get a nether star, you have to kill the most dreadful moss in the game, which is wither. And you know what, I actually thought like, hey, let's just summon the wither. And I actually summoned wither quite far away from the location. Like, I summoned this thing in the desert right in here. I precisely remember, like, I summoned the wither quite in here. Yeah, as you can see, this part is a little bit broken as well, so I summoned the wither right at this spot, which was quite far away from my spot. I thought like, okay, this is quite far away from my spot, and I'm physically aware of the fact that my pets were outside as well. And when I created the wither, not really I actually created the wither, I had two wither skeleton skulls with me. And you know, I was not really at survival, I was not really at creative mode at that time, as I am right now, as you can just see right here. I think I was in survival at that time, and I just sort of really used the summon command, like this command, and I just typed the wither right here, and it just included me summoning wither. And I was like, hey, let's just fight the wither. And the dumbest part, which you couldn't even possibly imagine, my reaction was just so surprising, it was so shocking, that I knew that at that moment I seriously fucked up. I thought like this was something which was quite confident in, that you know, I was quite confident enough by this fact that I would be easily be able to deal with the wither. And yeah, my overconfidence and my cocky nature at that time has literally costed me. And I realized that I didn't even had my smite 5 sword with me. It was in that inventory in my house. And I was like, fuck me, dude. I don't even have my sword in which I would use to kill that wither. And that sword was something which was designated for me to use it in order for me to kill the wither and get the beacon star, and you know, sort of really my nation look much more impressive, that nobody could that you know, nobody could else would have possibly imagined. I had nothing but a diamond axe with me at that time. I had, you know, food with me and two totems of undying as well, but the wither was so strong that all of my totems got wasted. And he was heading quite in here as well. Yeah, he killed me, and he headed out in here as well. And in the meantime, I could have rushed in here. He already killed my horse. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? How could you do that thing? And I panicked so fucking hard that I accidentally used that, you know, I tried to use the kill command for the wither, so that the wither would get itself, so that you know, so that I would be able to use commands to kill the wither. But I panicked so fucking hard that I thought my dog would die as well, because he was sitting in here, as I told you. And these stables were something which I actually decided to, you know, move my horse into them in here. But I thought like I would do that stuff after, when I'll be done killing with the when you know, after I'll be done dealing with the wither. But that didn't happen. My horse died at that time. A part of me died as well. I thought like, okay, Wither was able to, you know, Wither was able to kill the horse. And then I thought like, okay, dude, let's kill. Like, let me tell you this thing. My combat with Wither was just quite interesting as well. That I literally used both of my totems, and he was actually at very low health as well. In the meantime, where it would just, you know, include me respawning when I've died, it was already quite late. He reached to my home location in here, and he started destroying everything. Everything. My heart literally broke as well when I found out that I, instead of, you know, using the kill command to kill the wither, I ended up killing all the entities. And my villagers died as well, my dog died as well, my donkey died, and I also died at that same similar time as well. Not physically like in Minecraft, but like there wasn't even something, you know. and each and every sort of hope which was just left inside of me that I would continue this world even though my Minecraft horse was mercilessly killed by Wither. I thought like not even a tiny shade of hope is just left right now, right here. So I just decided to end this world, and this is the tragic story of this world right here, right now. So all these prized possessions literally mean nothing to me. They're all worthless. So much so by the fact that even if you were to give me like some decent amount of money or like any other thing else to, just continue playing in this world, I would never do that. As you can see, this episode is cursed. This sword which you are able to have a look at has the best enchantments. It means nothing. I'm much more disgusted and, you know, I'm much more devastated than you could even possibly imagine, and much more than I am sounding in here as well. So, moral of the story is never, never, never do unnecessary sort of stuff where it would just include you costing the lives of your loved ones. So that's how I'm gonna end this episode. That's the end of this world. I would create another episode on how I've somehow redeemed myself from the sins which I've committed right here, because I've managed to, you know, I've managed to sort of really let myself escape from the unescapable or like inescapable situation in here. The sins which I have committed are quite something which isn't, I do not expect to be forgiven after what I've done. I'm saying that stuff with a very heavy heart, by the way. And I'm gonna remember those times where it just included me staying awake all the night working upon this stuff solely for my Minecraft pets, and, you know, in order for me to bring peace to this world as well. So, it's all broken, it's all destroyed. I'm saying this stuff with a very heavy heart. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. And the I'm grieving right now. I've literally nothing enough to lose at this point. So yeah, I must go right now, and I must stop really being as much as over dramatic, and I should really enjoy my milkshake, because I'm certainly not really having the time of my life as of now. This is absolutely top 10 most saddest Minecraft moments of all time. This all stuff literally means nothing to me. You have taken away my only reason. You have taken away the reason where, you know, through which I was actually alive, through which I was enjoying or having the fun, or having the time of my life, when it just included me playing in this world. But not really as of now. I must leave this thing. It's been absolute fun. I will not be able to forgive myself, and I will discuss about the fact that how I might somehow end up creating the similar beautiful world which you are able to see right now, right in front of you, in another dimension. I went back in time. For that, I might have to create a little bit of suspense for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking. I hope you have a nice day. Ta-da! This is absolutely sad.